All right, here with reaction are Fox News contributors Lawrence Jones, special Hannity correspondent, and Tammy Bruce is with us. You know, Tammy, you were amazing. Your commentary, your passion during the whole Kavanaugh hearings was, you really were on target. You know what words I haven't heard yet as it relates to the lieutenant governor scandal from very prominent people that were so quick to rush to judgment? I'm not hearing anyone say, I believe.
Yeah. And look, this is absolutely predictable. And this is what destroys the issue for all of us who've cared about it, who care about every woman who is genuinely sexually assaulted, has a horrible experience at work, wants the justice system to work for her, wants to be heard, wants to be taken seriously. And that was our conversation during Kavanaugh, wasn't it, Sean? That attack on Brett Kavanaugh set this as
bludgeoning.
It was a political weapon. It was a serious issue weaponized, and yet we knew it was also going to destroy the credibility of the nature of the issue itself. We fought for so long, and now we have a woman. And look, my argument that entire time was to take women seriously, but you don't just automatically believe everyone and accuse her. That's what due process is for, and that's what women have asked for. And now this woman, in this case, is being looked at, and the Democrats, for some reason, are treating her as though she can't be believed. So the American people are looking at this, and they're seeing the double standard, and they're thinking then that the issue doesn't really matter. The issue is a political one. You can't trust what women are saying about men or about politicians. And this is courtesy of the Democrat Party. It is courtesy of a party that says they're the champions for women. And within a few short months, they have burnt it to the ground. And women have to realize that whenever one party says to you, we're going to save your lives, you can only trust us, watch out, watch your back, because they're going to weaponize the thing.
Because you're right. If they really cared about the issue, Lawrence, I think they'd be saying, I believe. They're not saying that. Just like on the border debate. They once supported a border wall. They said they cared about Dreamers, that they cared about DACA, that they cared about furloughed employees, but they wouldn't even talk to the president. And the same thing, I would imagine the controversy, if it was Republicans and blackface, I would imagine their reaction would be very different on that one, too.
That's exactly right, Sean. And the guy that's probably can't sleep in his mansion behind me, the governor, played a lot of politics, made a lot of accusations in his last race about the Republican opponent. Meanwhile, this guy is in blackface. And this is what the Democratic Party does. They play these race games. Deep down, there's a lot of Dixiecrats out there that are cold-blooded racists. But they play these games. And I'd like to say this, Sean. I don't want these guys to resign. Stay there, because we know that you guys are going to play the same game in 2020. And now we have proof that the Democrats aren't calling for these guys to resign. They're not calling for them to resign. They want them to stay there.
In the Obama years, the people, when I always say 13 million more Americans on food stamps, 8 million more in poverty, the people that were most disproportionately impacted, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and women. The people that are benefiting the most of the conservative policies of Donald Trump, look at the record low unemployment, those same three demographics, and Asian Americans, and youth unemployment.
Sean, can I add one thing here?
Yeah.
For the women out there watching this and watching all of this unfold, they have to realize that they've been lied to by the Democratic Party. And that is, they listen now to other arguments moving into these next 2 years when it comes to the quality of their lives improving, that to take a step back and to relook at what it is they've been told to think about the president and about what's happening in the country and what's in their best interest. In their best interest right now is to operate as independents and is to listen with some cynicism and suspicion to what Democrats tell them.
We're running out of time. Last word, Lawrence. We only have about 15 seconds.
And the Republicans can no longer be afraid. They got to go into different communities and sell our agenda, because how did we lose to these guys? How did we lose to these guys? These guys are in blackface.
I'm a conservative. I believe God created every man, woman, and child. And when you live in freedom, we can create a standard of living second to none, and God-given talent comes out of every human. That's simple. All right, guys. Thank you both.